Word problems. We are just going to make an equation out of each sentence here. So if a jeweler purchased 5 ounces of gold alloy, so they would pay 5 ounces times however much gold cost. We'll make that G. And then they purchased 20 ounces times however much silver cost. We'll make that S. And those two totaled up to be 540. And then the next day, about 4 ounces of the gold, so 4 ounces times the price of gold per ounce, plus 25 ounces, I should make that look more like a 5, times the price of silver, and they spent 450. So what I have here is 2 equations, 2 variables. I should be able to solve this system of equations. Let's use addition method. I'm going to work with the G, the gold. I'll try to get that to eliminate. I need to change the sign, so I'll make one of them negative. And then I'll multiply by a 4 on top and a 5 on the bottom. That'll change the coefficient of my G's to negative 20 and 20. Distribute. We need to use a calculator for these bigger numbers. Don't forget to distribute. So on the G's, I have same coefficient, opposite sign. That's what I need for the addition method, so that when I add these 2 equations together, those will cancel out, add up to be 0. Negative 80s plus 125s is 45s. Negative 2,160 plus 2,250 is 90. So then I can solve for S. Divide both sides by 45. So the price of silver is $2 an ounce. Now that I have silver, we just have to get gold. So take one of your original equations. I now know that S is equal to 2. So replace the S with a 2. And solve for G. So silver is $2 an ounce, gold is $100 an ounce. So again, each sentence will correspond with an equation in our problem. So 20 of the halogen bulb, so 20 times the cost of a halogen bulb plus 30 times the cost of a fluorescent bulb is going to equal our total cost of $630. And then the second purchase, there was 30 halogen bulbs, so 30 times the price of the halogen bulb, plus 10 times the price of the fluorescent bulb, equals $560. So now we will just use addition method to solve. All right, I think I'm going to go with the F's. I see that if I times this by 3, I'll get 30. I also need to change the sign to make one positive, one negative, so I'll multiply by negative 3. So my first equation will stay the same. And I'll distribute my second equation. So notice with the F's, I now have same coefficient, opposite sign. So I'm ready to do the addition method. I'm ready to add my two equations together. 20h and negative 90h makes negative 70h. 30f and negative 30f cancel out. That adds up to be 0. 630 and negative 1680 on a calculator. And now I can solve for h. Divide both sides by negative 70. H is equal to 15. The halogen bulbs cost $15 each. Now we just need to know how much the fluorescent bulbs cost. So take one of your original equations. We now know that H is 15. So we spent $300 on the halogen bulbs. So now solve for F. Solve for the cost of the fluorescent bulbs. F equals 11. So the halogen bulbs were $15, the fluorescent bulbs were $11.